Not me. Not Hermione. You.
Hey, thanks for calling the Beards and Sundries Market. You've reached Jay. Leave a message after the tone.
Hey Beardos, it's me, your favorite little shopper from San Diego. I just wanted to call in and say how proud I am of you boys. I still don't really know what you sell, but I just think it's neat, and you're doing such a good job. That's all. Bye-bye.
And welcome back.
Hello, governor.
Oh, I hated that.
Oi, bruv.
Oi, what's all this then? God. Welcome back to season 3. You broke me. I can't even do the intro anymore.
Sounds like you're a wanker.
Oh, God, it gets worse. Welcome back to season 3, episode 22 of Beards and Sundries.
I don't know about you, but we're recording 22.
Ooh, I'm feeling 23. Never mind.
Jay's feeling 82. But
I am 82.
That's right, guys. It is time for another lunch break here at Beards and Sundries, the shop where 3 gay men with beards do inventory on a new sundry item in each episode.
My name is Jay, and... You up?
Oh my God. I'm Anthony, and you can find me exclusively on IndoctriDate, the dating app for cults. Find the cult that's right for you.
Hate
Thought you said Colts, like the Indianapolis Colts, and I was like,
Wow.
it's a little niche, but it's probably out there.
We're a sports podcast now. Did you guys see the Dolphins the other day? How about those Dolphins?
How about
Anyway.
sports ball?
Go team.
Anyways.
I'm Joe, and I remember the days of scrolling through faceless profiles, kind of like, something good, something good, something good, something good. But,
okay.
you guys, that means that today's sundry items are hookup apps. That's right, Beardos. Thankful month is over, so today we've jumped forward into festive month. We're starting things off with a fun topic, as all 3 of us have experienced cyber and mobile dating in some form or capacity. We'll talk about the apps, you know the ones, websites, and more. Later on, we've got some fun Beardo-submitted sundries, a very raunchy something to check out, and Anthony has a homebrewed game today that's personal. But before we get too far into it, how about this week's voicemail?
You know, you can buy a bevy of things at the Beards and Sundries Market. You can get the Ronco Moon Projector. You can get Big Deborah's Snack Pies.
The 1930s dictionary, the Dirty 30s dictionary.
Yeah.
Man pawn.
Man
Gay
pawn.
cologne.
Oh, gay cologne. Tapeworm
Yeah.
diet
You know,
supplements.
he was right, though, when he said he doesn't know what we sell, because we don't sell anything. We just peddle a bunch of bullshit. We don't sell anything.
Fucking true.
Make sure to enter Beards20 for absolutely 0% off your next order.
We get paid in rupees, and not like the real ones. We get paid in the Legend of Zelda rupees.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said roofies, and I was like, oh, that explains why I've been sleeping so well.
Yeah, that's
At odd times.
Face down in aisle 4.
Well, thank you for calling and leaving us a voicemail, Steven. We appreciate you.
So that was my favorite
Yes,
part. Was
thank you.
He left that voicemail, but it didn't actually have his name in it. And I was like, oh my God, I only know one person from San Diego. Which one of our listeners did I forget lives in San Diego? So all day I've been freaking out about it. And then I listened to it again. I was like, oh, that is my friend Stephen.
Well, hopefully you're a lot like Stan, Steven. You're naked and jacking it in San Diego.
Yep.
That's a South Park
Jacking
reference.
it, jack. Smaggity,
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 smack.
smack.
God. We're so
Jacking
mature.
for the Lord.
But do I have to send my sundries to get a date on Grindr, Joe?
Not on the free version, but to get the Primo Sundries and to see more profiles here, you have to sign up for Sundries Pro. I don't know. We're still
Sundries Extra.
workshopping the name, but
Sundries Plus.
all of us are extra, but you got to see the sundries. But if you guys are new to the show and you're wondering just what the hell a sundry is, the term comes from an old English word meaning odds and ends. Now, today it's used mainly in retail to group together items that don't typically have a group of their own. So, as three gay men with beards who have all used the word sup to begin a conversation, we are using the term to group together the wide range of topics that we cover.
I
don't
never
know if
Yes,
I've
you have.
ever
Don't you sit
used
there and
No,
lie
I
to
have
me.
not. I really have never used that. I wish
Well, I can-
I had receipts for that because, good God, I would never.
I
can
can tell you
say
that
the-
people are still using it today.
I could say the only time I've ever used it is like jokingly making fun of something. I'd be like, sup.
Yeah, I would never seriously send somebody sup.
I used to start
Sup,
every AIM conversation
bruh.
with sup.
Oh, how
Wow. You Ace Martin
You know-
is horrible.
That's gayer than my Now Christmas CDs.
Or the craziest Christmas song out there. The
my
1975
God.
hit, A Very Special Christmas by Linda Bennett.
I showed that to my coworker today, and for the first full minute, he was like, "What the fuck is this? Why is he showing me this regular Christmas song?" And then it's when the fucking news bulletin hits that everyone's like,
To my knowledge, it's the only Christmas song that features the words "No Survivors."
It's wild. That should have been our something to check out.
We won't
I
spoil
thought-
it for you, but you should go listen to the song. It's
should go
very
listen to it.
entertaining.
I thought whenever you sent it to me, it was going to be like Christmas shoes, and I was like, oh, of course I've heard that one. But then
Oh God, no!
I didn't know this was a real song. I have my whole life hearing that once before, thought it was a spoof song. Did not know it was a real Christmas song at one time.
Real song. Oh,
The 70s
my
were
God.
wild.
It was just insane.
So many strings, so many violins, all the time.
Beardos, it has a line that says, "Who's going to walk me down the aisle?"
Who's going to buy me toys and play outside with me?
Yes.
So without
whoa.
revealing too much, just make sure you go check it out. That's your mini something to check out. That's your impulse section something
Your
to check
preach
out.
something to check out. Your Cyber Monday.
That's like
something
you're
to check
you're
out.
at the register. You're at the register and you see like the mints and candies and stuff. You get a craving.
And it's-
that's this.
Wedged right in there between them. Right between
It's
the
right-
Freedent and the Juicy Fruit.
and right next to the Inquirer.
Right under the Oh Boy Alberto beef jerky.
Yes, that's exactly where it is. But hookup apps.
Let's get into it.
Deck the halls with grinder hookups. Fa la la la.
Relax the throat. You're not going to hit that high D.
No, I'm gonna hit the low D.
Whoa.
Hi, boss.
Hi, Jay's boss. Did your boss listen to this week's episode?
I don't think so yet, but I actually laughed about it. I said, so I have to tell you that you kind of got sponsored, I should say, in our episode. She's like,
Featured
oh,
on the
God.
episode.
Yeah. I was like, if you, or she's like, oh God, if I'm bothering you, then I'll stop listening. And I was like, no. I wanted you to know that there's like funny parts where we kind of mention you, not by name.
Not by name. No, never by name. But hilarious.
I
Anyways,
said it was funny when I laughed about it listening to it later.
so as somebody who started using hookup apps as early as websites, did you guys use Atom for Atom?
I never did.
I think
I did.
I knew of it. I never used it, though.
I think I'd opened it, but was used to Manhunt by that time. That I just stuck with
Manhunt
that.
was
I think.
newer, and I didn't really use it. But
Yeah.
again, we have a little bit of an age gap between us, so
Well, and technology grew real fast in between our ages.
it did.
I was more mainstream after my breakup with the boy I moved to Oklahoma for. I got on OkCupid for a while.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
That made sense. Oh my God. So Adam for Adam was neat. And there were several people in Stillwater who were on it. And I did get a few hookups from that. But you guys, just to kick it off and be fucking crazy, did you guys ever do Craigslist hookups?
No, I was never brave enough.
I never did hookups on there, but I loved reading through the requests, and I loved missed connections.
Reading them, absolutely, all day. I never acted on them, but the M for M page was hilarious, and then definitely missed connections.
So I got to tell you, I wouldn't do it today. Not God, no, but younger me, you know, you don't really care. You're horny. Who knows? Like, you're just going to do whatever you do. I cannot tell you how many straight men I had sex with via Craigslist.
Oh, that sounds accurate, yeah.
Wow.
That's how one of my friends...
Yeah.
You christened many in Applebee's back parking lot?
No, they actually would come over to the house. Like, wild. I made dangerous friends. I could have been murdered. Beardos, bad decisions. But there was one guy who, like, the only thing he wanted was for me to, like, come on his abs. And he had them. They were cum gutters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Jay's boss.
Did you feel like you were filling in the grout in between tile?
It was just wild because I was like, it was the way he was asking for it. And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever the fuck. Sure, whatever. This is great. We'll see each other in public and you will hang your head in shame.
Joe, thank you for saying that, because I really wanted Anthony's, like, finishing line to be like, oh, I'm gonna mortar this grout.
If only I could turn back time and be funnier when I was younger.
Imagine putting like the little tile spacers in between his abs and then just pew, 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 pew.
And then you just spray over him and you're like, you know what, I'm just gonna leave him in there like at Jay's house.
I gotta tell you, it felt a little bit like I was either like helping him realize a teenage fantasy or like relive something that had happened previously, but whatever the case was, I didn't care.
Well, I mean, at least you got your fun time.
Again, thinking back on it, I was like, man, that was so dangerous. Just like telling people, yeah, here's where I live, come over.
Come over.
And they totally did, and I didn't get murdered a single time.
Well, even the apps alone, just like any of them being like, yeah, sure, head on over. And my brain, the older I get, the more I'm just like,
it was a different,
the risk.
It was a different time during the internet when you just like trusted people. Like, you just did.
And you could kind of get your vibe based off the conversation with them.
Yeah, because if I was doing like a chat on Grindr, like I wasn't just doing like one word responses or texts or like basically, you know, whatever, like sup, hey, yeah, you into it? I was actually having like conversations, I guess you could say.
Yeah,
and that's kind of like how I vetted candidates, I guess is the technical term. Or even not even on Grindr, I was doing a lot of like conversations on Facebook Messenger or just Facebook back then, because Facebook was in its infancy and it felt kind of like safer because you could see their entire profile, and it felt like not some form of like identification per se, but like it felt like you knew them more, and it wasn't just like an anonymous person who was going to drag your ass behind a dumpster and just murder you.
And nobody's fake on social media.
Right. Nobody's ever lied on social media before.
It wasn't really easy to lie back. No, I'm just kidding. No, it never really felt like people were lying back then because it was still so new. Social media itself.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of like naivete.
Oh, absolutely.
On our parts, like when we're younger, and then also the newness of technology and social media at the time, where
well,
you just sort of took people at their word.
The newness of technology and the newness of our exploring.
That's also true, because let me tell you, when you come out that late in life and you've done nothing, like, whew, the whore face is real.
Yeah.
And I have not gotten out of it yet.
Oh, many men that I couldn't even tell you their name. I couldn't remember anything about them.
Yeah, I don't remember Cumgutter's name. It's just some dude. He had abs. Wanted
That
come on him.
That's the sad part about my Kansas life. I could probably not tell you the name of hardly anyone that I spent any time with up there. Even like ones that were kind of maybe regulars. I just do not have the memory for that. And unfortunately, I feel like I like burnt the bridge of Kansas when I left.
Yeah, I mean, that happens.
I once in a blue moon still talk to a couple of them, but I just don't have that same connection. I'm a completely different person since then.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever made a super meaningful connection through any of the apps. It's just never happened.
It doesn't feel like the right place for that kind of a connection.
No, it really doesn't. A little too
I also have been
fleeting
out
for
of the game for so long, I have no idea how they work anymore.
And that's where I was super duper lame, is I didn't realize until years and years and years later that I thrive much more on, like, emotional connections rather than just a physical, let's get down. So I was basically, like, treating those apps and sites as ways to be like, I hope I can connect with someone, but then be disappointed when that's all they wanted. And I'm like, moo, boo. But I guess I'll have to, because I think that's what I'm supposed to do.
Oh, yeah. The obligation to have sex.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I felt like
get
that's
it.
the only way you could kind of get a
Been there.
connection.
It's just pound them in the butt and then hope.
Hope they fall in love with you.
Yeah, that's it.
So I'm going to
Welcome
do you.
to homosexuality.
And I am going to hope to God that this dick makes you fall in love with me. It'll be a power wand.
A power.
Power wand.
I don't know why, but it makes me think of Power Washer, and now all I can think of is Scary Movie 1. And it's just
I'm so glad my brain did the exact same thing. As soon as I
jump
said
right
power
through those
wand,
little hurdles.
it went to power washer and up.
Yep. That's exactly the little like links that my brain made, which is why we're friends.
Hi, friend.
God. I feel like at first the apps were more they were geared at dating. And then gay people, being who we are, turned them into sex.
I can see some of that, but I mean, Grindr originally was always like a hookup app, I think. But then
I think
And then-
the more original,
I mean, it's called
sites were more like for connections and all. And then I think when Grindr and all came along, it was more of the, we're just going to have sex.
Yeah, it's just that most of like the mainstream gay dating apps are very geared at sex. So like my Growler profile, it has photos of me, and then it has hidden photos of me, and then I have to unlock that private media if I want people to see it. Not that I use it
that
that
true,
often
Anthony?
anymore. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
I think Scruff is the same way, which I like Scruff because it just seems like easier to navigate and more people of our demographic seem to be on there, I feel like. I don't know, it still runs the gamut of everywhere and up and everything in between, but I still feel like it's more people that would be on Growler specifically.
Yeah, you'll see more bears on Growlers. You get a lot of otters on Scruff, but there's still a crossover there of the demographics.
I've been seeing ads for another gay dating site called Archer.
Archer.
I don't know. It's been popping up as an ad in my Instagram recently. Just a couple times I've seen it, and I don't know if it's real. I have no interest in looking it up, but
It says here that Archer is the social first dating app for gay, bisexual, and queer men, creates a celebratory place designed with safety in mind where users can express themselves and build connections freely.
Oh,
oh boy, the ads made it seem quite like a hookup site.
Well, they gotta get you in there somehow.
That's true. Sex
I mean, I
sells, and that's
assume
why I
that-
made that post of you today.
featuring my
Weird ass
sundries.
podcast.
It is a weird ass, all right.
It's not weird. It's sexy. A lot of people agree.
If you agree, leave a voicemail in 405-999-2242.
Please leave a voicemail.
If you think Joe's ass is so hot, call our hotline at
Yeah.
405
Yeah.
999 2242.
Yeah, come on my Lamburger.
I'm gonna leave this grout full.
Their tagline on Archer is aim high, shoot higher.
Whoa.
Wow. Yeah, are you telling me that this is a
Tee-hee.
like a safe little ooh, do whatever you want, it's sweet here? No, it's sex.
Oh,
mean-
I'm sure it is. They just make it seem safer. Maybe it is safer, which in that case, good for them.
Grindr's like, meet safe people here, and I'm just like, oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Okay,
All right.
Grindr.
All right. Okay. Calm
You've been
down,
around for
Grindr.
what?
We know
God,
what
like
you are.
12 years now. Longer than that. I think I was on Grindr in college. Maybe.
Grindr's been around for a hot minute.
I remember my friends having it in 2010 when I had an Android and it wasn't available on Android yet.
When was Grindr created? Let's see. March 25th, 2009.
Oh, okay. Do you guys have any horror stories from hookup apps, though?
Oof, sadly, yes.
I had a really bad one that I think I just told Joe about it recently. We were on our way back from Stillwater, and I told you this story. But I had a hookup with this guy, and I went over, and it was a little weird and awkward. It didn't seem weird in the messages beforehand, but we got to fooling around, and like, I never judge anybody for like any sort of like ED issues or anything like that, but he just never got hard, and I just kept trying to do things, and he just never got hard. And it wasn't like I'm really into this, please keep going, I'm sorry I'm having trouble. It was like, I can't tell if he even likes this. Like, I think he might be trying to decide if he is gay or not. And he's maybe not, because things are not working. And not to toot my own horn, but usually when I toot someone else's horn, it toots.
Honk, honk.
Honk, honk. And that was a really awkward one for me, because we left, like, I ended up leaving, and like nothing like came to fruition on either side. And it was just so weird, because it didn't feel like, hey, I'm sorry, I'm either on medicine or I have a medical issue or anything like that, but I'm still super into this. It was like, not that. It was very much like I'm not sure I even like men moment.
You should have, like, picked up his floppy penis and been like, hello, is this thing on?
Is this thing on?
I would never do that to someone. I would never do that to someone. I would feel so fucking bad. Because, like, what if he really was, like, having actual performance issues and just, like, super nervous or something like that? I would never. Oh, my God.
Well, then you could have doubled down and been like, should I plug in my input into your audio jack and maybe we can get it going?
Oh, my God.
You know, an AV
this-
joke.
He's like spreading his legs. He's like, is this USB or USB-C?
I just, like, I have him on his back, and I'm like, wait, it's not going in. Let me turn you
nuts.
over. And then
Because
turn
I'm
it over,
HDMI.
and it doesn't go in. And I'm like, wait, let me turn you over one more time. And then it goes in. Ah, yeah, that's how the USB works, baby.
Well, that's weird. It's not fitting. Hold on. Roll over.
What? Roll over one more time. Ah, that's the right way.
And Jay's like, no, it's exit only. Hi, Jay's boss.
No, this is just a normal outlet, and I'm the prong. Get out.
Oh my God. I think that was the weird. It was only weird because it was so uncomfortable, and I just kept feeling like almost like I was being used to determine something on their behalf, and I was like, I don't know if I like that or not.
You were the final test, and it
You stood up with
Results were
like
inconclusive.
You stood up with like a checkboard, and you're like, "All right, that's a no for you." Click, click, and you failed.
I leave, and their psychiatrist walks out of the closet. Okay.
How did that make you feel?
Made a lot of progress tonight.
Now, are you still sure that you're gay? It's their Christian psychiatrist.
It's her female Christian, and she's like, "Even I got a little bit of a boner watching that."
And that's why he wasn't getting hard, because he just knew that there was somebody watching the whole time. He was so uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's it. That's definitely it.
What if it was like a dare or a bet or something like that, and like all his straight buddies are in a closet.
Could you
and they're
imagine?
Like watching, like...
No, because I've sucked straight guys off before. That's not how that works.
But his straight friends were watching. They couldn't be like, "Oh yeah, I like
yeah,
this."
they could.
He has to be like, "No."
And they would. And they wouldn't have a choice. And their straight friends would be in there like jacking it, because straight guys are weird like that. They're like,
Straight guys
gay sex, and they go have all the gay sex in the world.
Well,
like,
that's weird. This really gay sex looks really fun.
It's wild. I've said it on this podcast before, and I'll say it again. Straight men are some of the best bottoms.
So whenever I was using them as kind of like, I'm gonna find the romance of my life.
I remember that phase.
Anytime I would like talk to somebody who was kind of similar to me, that was overly nice and overly romantic, I was like, this is it. I finally found the one. And like nowadays I'd be like, oh my god, you're kind of fucking crazy. But back then I was like, yay! And I'll never forget the time that I was going to have an overnight date with one. And
Wow.
I know. I drove and went over, and we ordered in food to watch a movie. And he kept trying to feed me my meal, like be uber romantic. And I was like, oh, that's okay. And then
like Peter and Lois with the watermelon?
Yes, precisely. And then he ordered cheesecake as a dessert for the side. And then he tried to feed me again. I was like, no, this is just a little weird for me. And he's like, come on. And then he got mad at me for not being like,
oh, no.
Yes. And so, like, we finished the cheesecake.
The reddest of red flags.
I was like, I have a really early day tomorrow that I completely forgot about. I gotta go. And that's how I left it. And then, weirdly enough, it probably was a year later, I was kind of hanging out with a new group of friends here in the city that I'd met because I was new. I just needed people. And one of them ended up starting to date a guy from the town that guy was from. Well, it ended up being him. And thank God he didn't really recognize me. But, like, he came in, and I think he's even worse.
Hey, man, he's fed a lot of guys.
He has, and I don't remember all the details about him, but I tried to stay away from him. But there was a time that he wanted to take my friend on a really fancy date, and he said, dress up for it and all. So the guy, like, dressed up, wore a tie and all that stuff. Well, this weirdo walks in, and he's like, lose the tie, and just, like, yanks it off of him. And I was just like,
ew.
Was he trying to be like Christian Grey?
I don't know.
I guess.
Because
that's what that sounds like. That sounds like that like dom sub type situation where like it's cool to be in a dom sub relationship, but like establish that with me before we start doing that shit.
Exactly.
When you like understand your boundaries and your sides, don't just like suddenly act like a dick.
Yeah, don't just go, lose the tie and rip the tie off me. I'd be like,
because that's not dominant. That's just being mean.
Yeah, they broke up after that because he was just so offended.
Yeah, I would have been too. Like, imagine being on a first date and somebody does that shit to you and you're just be like, whoa, this half date is completely over.
Well, that's why it goes from a first date to a last date.
Because he really just wanted to be in a relationship, and this guy was nice to him, and then he came back and he's like, I don't know, it was kind of weird, and I didn't really like how he did that, and we were all just like, okay, so you can do what you want, but no, like, that was rude, and that's not behavior I would tolerate if I want to be in love.
That's a shitty, no,
There's being dominant, and then there's being a rude asshole, and
that's a red flag. And Beardos, if you didn't know, this podcast was originally going to be a podcast called The Red Flag Review, where we would identify red flags in relationships, and that's a big one.
And if he's acting like that outside of the bedroom, imagine how he's acting behind closed doors.
Which technically we can still utilize that. Like if people want to talk about situations they've seen in relationships, like make it a game or make
that
it...
could be Beardos submitted sundries. Beardos, if you guys have red flag questions or big red flag things, call us, email us, like leave us a message on socials about red flags you've seen, and we'll make a whole segment about red flags, and we'll decide whether or not we think they're red flags too.
It'll be like Judgy J, and if you want to be anonymous, perfectly fine. But if you have a question about something that's going on in your relationship, give us the details, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
I would love to help people in a relationship, especially if they're concerned about an issue.
I'd also love to give you confirmation about other people's relationships if you see something happening there and you're not sure if it's red flag.
Yeah, for sure. Or if you want to talk about one of your friends and their relation and their partners that they're with, and maybe a red flag you see in them. I mean, if we publicize it and other people recognize it, it's like, oh.
Yeah, sometimes you have to get your head out of it to be able to actually see it. It's hard to see the wood for the trees when you're in the forest.
It's so easy to get tucked into that. How do I explain it? It's kind of you're justifying why it is the way it is, and it's very easy to get tucked in that because you're comfortable.
Isn't that the wildest thing? Because I've been there in relationships before.
Absolutely.
Specifically, like my first really long-term relationship, there were some things that I look back on and that I'm like, whoa, I would never tolerate that now. Like, absolutely, the McFuck not.
Well, and yeah, just the behaviors that I've tolerated before, and just being like, oh, I didn't really like that, but, you know, otherwise they're nice, things like that. Looking back, I really regret not being more involved with myself, I guess, on that.
I think we give people this sort of forgiveness with, other than that, they're nice. Because if you have to take this whole part of a person and omit it, then maybe they're not nice. Maybe they're a fucking dick. And maybe, just maybe, it's okay to say that. Like, a coworker was talking to me about one of his friends, and he was like, well, he's kind of like this and this and this, but like, he's a good guy. And I was like, is he a good guy? Because you said a lot of things that are not good.
It's a big, hefty list of issues.
Something good.
Yeah. You're giving this whole, like, if I overlook all of this, then this is good.
Well, and I think also society has this issue of being like, you can't be single because that looks bad. And so when you're in a relationship, you're fitting into society's structure of what you think you should be in, when really, what's wrong with being single? What's wrong with taking care of yourself? Do what you need to.
Yeah.
And only be in a relationship if that person is a compliment to you, not a character that you depend on for life.
And sometimes it's really fun to take care of yourself.
I mean, yeah. That's called self-care, Beardos.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And all three of us believe in it fully.
Yes.
I believed in it twice today. No, just once.
I believe in it right now.
Tune into our video.
And hey, if you're single, it's completely okay. Be single, learn to love yourself, and then you can love somebody else.
Because we are... Oh.
Right.
Show's over. Bye. Oh, sorry.
And if you don't want to love yourself, you can use a hookup app to find somebody else.
Right.
Full
Make them
circle.
love
Brought
you.
it right back around.
Bam!
With your penis.
Bam, bam, bam.
Well, the apps are fun. We'd love to hear your experiences with them. Any fun stories, any cringe stories, anything you want to tell us about your experience with the apps and websites, you know where to hit us up, beardsandsundries@gmail.com, or leave us a voicemail, 405-999-2242.
Well, then, do you guys think it is time for a commercial?
I think it's time for a commercial break.
And now, for a word from our sponsor, IndoctriDate. Find the cult that's right for you today.
Today's modern world, it's
moving so fast. The internet's made it so difficult to trust anyone. The chaotic dating world of the Christian mingles and the grinders, farmers only, growler, match, scruff. It's all too complicated. I can't handle this much free choice. But my friend I see a couple times a year in town that wears plain gowns and barely makes eye contact told me about this trustworthy site I just couldn't believe. IndoctriDate Cult Dating. It's the cult connection site where you can find all your interests. And even though this digital version that hasn't been around that long, the network itself has. So I know I can trust this. So if you believe aliens will beam you to the next level of existence and support castration, join the Heaven's Gate room. Do you have rage against rejection? Join the Manson room. Do you want to follow a false messiah that'll tell you anything for sex? Try the Davidians room. Or even just Kool-Aid lovers. A simple visit to the Jim Jones room will suit you. So if you want that lifelong connection that feels overwhelming, where you never have control again, try IndoctriDate Cold App. The dating app that leads you to the end of all your searching. It's a simpler time again. IndoctriDate.
Hey guys, make sure you follow and subscribe to our podcast so you can receive a notification every Sunday when a new episode drops.
Well, I just know that whenever I'm looking for a new cult after I got kicked out of Scientology for not being rich enough, I go to IndoctriDate.
Well, and after kicking Anthony out of Scientology, we've been doing great. Thanks to IndoctriDate.
I'm really happy I was able to date an entire cult, not just one person. Thanks to IndoctriDate.
You can swipe up, down, left, or right, and you can find the right cult for you.
All the way from A to Xenu.
All hail Xenu, my Thetan brother.
I suddenly was thinking of all hail Zool.
Watch out if that cult's in Waco.
Don't watch out. It's a cult. That's how they get you.
That is how they get you. Watch out if the FBI's coming. Ooh, that's how they get you.
Anyway, Jay, do we have any Beardos submitted sundries this week?
We do, and I want to start off with I got your mom's birthday card custom made for me today, and I thought it was super duper sweet.
Oh, yay!
She makes the best cards.
She does.
She's been doing it for years.
And it's like a good man can make you feel sexy, strong, and able to take on the world. Oh, sorry, that's wine. Wine does that. So it's cute.
My doctor said I need glasses.
Lord.
But she's like, have too much fun in New York City with Frank and drink more wine. Always. Love, Mom. Love you, Mom. Thank you so much.
Oh, just FYI, because we're talking about Mom and we're talking about her homemade cards, she sent me this for my birthday.
Oh, that's
with
cute.
The nice little chili peppers on there. And it says, Fiesta like there's no mañana.
Oh, okay. She's creative.
Yeah.
And then, guys, I have fantastic news. Today,
Okay.
I received a message from someone named George on our Instagram, and he was saying how much he loves
Anthony?
us. And no. Actually, so this is cute. It's spelled Jorge, and I was like, wait, is this Jorge or George?
Jorge?
That's Jorge.
Or is it George?
And-
I've met
and he
people
said-
who spell it that way but pronounce it George.
Exactly. That's why I was like, I need to confirm. And so I asked, and he says, so most everyone calls me George, except my husband and my close family calls me Jorge. And I was like, okay,
Oh.
this makes sense. That's cute.
Okay.
But
It is cute.
he's from Vegas, and he loves our show, and he started listening, and we now have an official Nevada listener.
I mean, I think
Oh!
Vegas in and of itself is its own place, but it counts for two.
It does.
I would have been
So he's
like, if somebody else from Nevada listened, I'd be like, okay, well, we got Nevada, but we don't have Vegas. But now we have both.
we got a double whammy right here.
I'll ask him 2 follow-up questions. 1, do you follow Vegas Starfish on TikTok? Because if not, you should. And 2, I would love to hear your thoughts on the F1 race because, in my opinion, it destroyed the city.
I have a question number 3. Have you stayed at Buco del Culo and ate at Scroto? Because
It's the world's
Yum, 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 yum,
second
yum.
largest atrium.
I mean, that buffet is just nuts.
he said he found us on TikTok, and then he found out after watching this recent episode that he had a ton more episodes from us previously, and so he started from the beginning, and I was like, oh boy,
sorry.
you're hitting the hard stuff. But
Season 1, just like The Office and Parks and Rec, Season 1 was rough.
Everything's rough, season 1.
when he was talking to me, he was like, oh, I'm on episode 8, and he's like, you're talking about going to Vegas soon, and I was like, oh, well, that's why he's going to understand this joke in a minute. Because then I asked him, I said, hey, from just like a random new person's perspective, what do you think of the commercials? Nobody usually comments on them, so I want to make sure that we're not just pissing around making this stuff that nobody likes. And he's like, I
Oh,
absolutely
make no mistake,
love them.
we are pissing around in a full circle.
It does kind of like, every now and again I get bothered whenever we have a really good commercial and nobody ever says it. We get zero feedback on these commercials, Beardos.
And I'm just like, this is like the part I think the hardest on.
We put so much fucking effort into these. These are like written and scored and like what
Timed.
We're paying for upbeat.
Yeah, we're paying
we
for
have
the
to
music
like
rights.
work on these. This part of the episode where we just bullshit, that just happens. But those commercials do not make themselves.
People are like, are you guys making any money? And I'm like, no, the opposite.
So far, I've been more poor.
Yeah, this costs money for us to do. But we do it because we love you. Or we love ourselves.
Our yearly Riverside charge hit the bank account, and I was like, oh, all right. Season 4, upcoming soon. Whee!
I guess
Oh
we
my
have to
God. Yeah,
continue
I'll
now
never
because we
forget.
paid for it.
Joe messaged me. He was like, is this monthly? And I was like, no, God, no.
Oh my god.
I was like, podcast is over.
I listen to most of my podcasts on Spotify. Most of them. I'm not all.
I need to start putting on Apple Music whenever I'm at work because I pay for it, so I don't think I have any commercials. Because Pandora commercials are awful as well.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I don't know why you don't. You can listen to
Commercials
anything
in
on
general.
Apple Music. It's like, yeah, there's channels and shit. Yeah, why? Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Although I will say Spotify does have like extras, the flavor add-ons and stuff. Where like, here's your most like music of the year. They did that this last year.
Oh, Spotify Wrapped or
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, then, like, Apple was like, shit, quick, we got to do something like that because people are super into it on social media.
Apple Bite. Look at
And then
what
they
you
did.
bit
It wasn't
into
as
this
good.
year.
Don't give them any ideas for free.
Yeah, seriously.
No, take it back,
Apple,
take it
that's
back.
trademarked.
Shut
If you
up,
take
shut
that,
up, shut up, shut up.
we're going to admit that from the podcast.
I'm paying for it right now, so I own it.
Anyways, thank you, Jorge / George. Let us know which one you would like us to refer to you as, because I don't want to.
Jorge / George.
Don't want me to.
Also wants to ask Anthony, how tall are you?
6'1", I think. Joe.
I was like,
Sound
it's
right?
6
Yeah,
something.
he's 6'1".
Yeah, 6'1".
Oh, and lastly, he's jealous of your pasta skills.
Aw, thank you. I love making pasta. It's so fun.
He's like, we tried to make it once and we couldn't get it right.
It's tricky. It can take a couple of tries to get it right.
It can. I recommend looking up Amberell's pasta recipe if you haven't already. So just literally Amberell's pasta, and you'll find it. It's like, yeah. Her recipe is pretty foolproof, but it just takes time. And like anything else, it just takes time and practice.
Well, next we got an Instagram message from Mike, and he said after this last week's episode, he has merch ideas, and it should be the Beards and Sundries recipe book. But each recipe includes a thirst trap picture of what recipes we each submitted. So
There it is.
he's like,
There's always requests for thirst traps, you sluts.
It's like a pinup cookbook.
I was like, oh, what a wholesome email from Mike. And then there it is.
Show your dick.
I support you, Mike. This is a great idea.
I love everything you guys do. You're such a great, important part of the gay community. Show me your dick.
Hey, listen. If it's a thirst trap, there's no dick. The whole thing's that you're sucking people in.
Show me the outline of your dick and pants.
There you go. That's a thirst trap.
Wear gray sweatpants.
The gray sweatpants cookies.
Yes. Oh, and then next, I have other news. It's good, but also bad. Derek with the good beard is gone.
What?
He's on a cruise.
Oh, I knew that.
Don't do that. I knew that too.
You asshole.
Bitch. It was
But
terrible.
he messaged us, and he's like, you won't hear from me for a couple weeks because I'm going to be on a cruise. And I was like, congrats! Yay!
Good for you,
From the
Derek.
pictures I've seen, he's on the Celebrity Apex, and it looks fabulous.
Ooh, it does look great.
Yeah, he's having a good time, and I'm having a good time keeping up with his good time.
I'm enjoying watching
Yes. As you may know, Beardos, the three of us are very big fans of cruises, so we've been living vicariously through his Facebook posts, and we are very jealous, and we hope you're having a fantastic time, because it looks
Yes.
like you are.
it. It looks lovely.
Yes, just like you.
And then next, I got some YouTube comments, and Joe, I need to ask you, well, actually, this one's for both you and Anthony, which I'm sure I know the answer. Have you checked out an HEB?
Oh, hell
Ooh.
yeah.
I
Hell
know.
yeah.
I
Hell
was
yeah.
like, absolutely, we know HEB.
Fucking HEB.
One of the few good things about Texas.
What am I, new here? Yeah, of course I've hit HEB. And HEB is fucking incredible, and I wish that they would move up into Oklahoma because I would shop at HEB all the fucking time.
And he said, according to Glassdoor, it's one of the best places to work in America.
I had heard that, and that would make sense because you do pay a little bit of a premium at HEB, but like,
Yeah.
it's worth it. Ugh.
Real quick fun fact about HEB, Beardos. A lot of people think that HEB stands for Here Everything's Better, but it's actually an abbreviation for the son of the store's founder. And that name is Howard E. Butt.
Do you think he's related to Dick Butt of the player piano place that we advertised for once?
And this is my friend, Howie Butt.
Howie Butt. Well, my butt's just fine, thanks.
But
my God.
you are 100% correct. HEB is incredible. We've definitely been on more than one occasion. Joe is,
Yeah.
just like you said, he's sort of like whatever the grocery store version of a cinephile is, that's Joe.
I would say it's right up there with Publix in terms of like cult following.
I will 100%
love
give it
for
that.
them.
But I will say,
Yeah.
Publix has that fucking chicken sandwich on HEB. So HEB, step it up because that chicken sandwich is goddamn
Yeah.
incredible.
Publix subs, or as they're known, pub subs. Well, thanks very much for that YouTube comment. If you haven't been to an HEB and you're in Texas, you're truly missing out and you need to go right now.
We also had another YouTube comment saying they recommended Harmon's, which I hadn't heard of, so I looked it up, and apparently it's an upscale grocer in Utah.
Oh, that would make sense.
Oh.
I've never been to Utah. I've always wanted to
Same.
go because Salt Lake City is gorgeous.
Yeah. And I hear it's wildly gay-friendly for being in that state.
I know, it's weird. Well, okay, never mind. Hang on. Have you
Funny.
seen those Mormon guys?
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
8 wives and a boy on the side. Our last one was from Tony, and it said, another great episode, and love watching you guys.
So I want you to know, I don't often look at comments on things because usually Jay takes care of that and does all of that. I did look at the comments on this particular video, and Tony, I am so sorry that Jay spelled your name wrong.
What did I do? Did I spell it with a Y?
Toni. You spelled it with an I.
I did?
Yeah.
Well, guys, I type really fast and I fuck up a lot, so I'm sorry that I'm terrible at life, and I guess I'll just step off this podcast. I'm so bad.
I would almost assume that your iPhone probably corrected it because of how often you type like Tony and Ryan.
Oh, that would make sense.
Yep. I really thought about that. I was like, I bet his phone corrected it because...
That's highly possible.
Yeah.
It's nice that you gave me the benefit of the doubt, because I really don't know what I did there. I'm sorry either way. I don't intend to be terrible.
I mean, Tony also gave you the benefit of the doubt because he liked your comment, even though you spelled his name wrong. Thanks, Tony. We went into depth about how crucial you were to setting up this podcast, and then Jay spelled your name wrong.
Yeah, and then I apparently have no respect, so... My bad.
Just leave a voicemail about how terrible Jay is, please.
Please, yell at me. I would love that. Anyone's welcome to yell at me.
Funny,
I mess up a lot.
Well, real quick, while you were talking about those YouTube comments about the grocery stores, I failed to mention last week, we talked about Cub in Minnesota, which is one of our favorite ones to go to when we go up there. There's also another one called Lunds and Byerly's, and it's upscale. It's operated by a company called Lund Food Holdings Incorporated, and their headquarters are actually right there in Edina, Minnesota. And they operate 28 stores in the Minneapolis-St. Paul metro area, and they are fancy, like upscale. Like, we went to a house party while we were up there, and some people had brought some side dishes from Lunds and Byerly's, and they were upscale. I mean, definitely, it's definitely bougie for sure.
I mean, anything with an ampersand in the middle of the name, you know it's upscale.
Yeah.
Beardos.
Absolutely.
Anything, including podcasts.
And then one more quick thing about the supermarkets. George and Anthony, I'd love to hear about your experiences at H-E-B because I know that you've been to one.
You just have to have been to one.
Oh, obviously.
Call in. Tell us about your H-E-B experience. Oh, and then my last one. We received a surprise from Aaron. Aaron, our artist friend, who does a lot of our art for us.
A surprise.
And he provided a surprise drawing. And are you ready?
It was so surprise.
So ready.
Yep, let's do it. Oh my god.
There's the cottage whore.
I'm so into this. This is perfect.
That's a lovely thatch roof. It's very detailed.
It's a lovely,
I love that
lovely
he put
scenery.
like a leaf over my butthole.
Anthony, you're literally on a sling off a tree outside of a cottage. I mean,
So
how else can we describe this for listeners only?
This is like something that the gays would post on Instagram and be like, just got a new peony bush in my front yard. Do you guys like it?
Guys, I just washed my windows today. It was so much work.
honestly, this is really my aesthetic though, because this is some shit I would do. Move out to a cottage in the middle of the woods, in the middle of nowhere, just so I could have a sling set up on a tree outside of my house. Like, yeah, this is 100% where I would be at.
Anthony, will you also read what it says to the people who are just listening?
Yeah, so it says, this is cottage core at the top, and at the bottom it says, and I'm a cottage whore, which I have said on this podcast before.
And there's a lovely stone path leading up to a darling little cottage.
It's super
with cute little windows and a
live
flower
there.
bush out front.
I would do
And
it,
then on
yeah.
the left part of the picture in the foreground is Anthony spread eagle in a giant rope harness wearing a purple jockstrap with a leaf tastefully covering his chocolate starfish.
His balloon.
I'm
knot.
fully into this.
This is definitely one to watch on YouTube, Beardos. It's
Aaron,
worth it.
This is incredible. Thank you so much. I love all of this. I would make this my phone background if I could just guarantee that like no coworker would ever see it.
Well, Aaron, once again, you have surpassed
Really
our
outdone
expectations with your
yourself.
art skills.
Yep. Thank you for putting the leaf over my butthole. Hope it wasn't poison ivy. Do you have any other Beardo submitted sundries, Jay?
I think I am officially out of Beardo submitted sundries this week.
Well, I have one before we move on. I actually just got it today around 6 p.m. from Beardo Catherine.
Oh, Catherine.
And Catherine sent me a message on Facebook Messenger, and she said, OMG, just listened to the Thankful podcast. I love you guys so much. Also, love the Throwdown Beardo trivia game idea. I am totally down.
I do also have a Beardo submitted sundry. So Jason, Beardo Jason, sent me a message that said, you are absolutely correct, RE mac and cheese, but can I suggest adding nutmeg to the sauce? It may not make sense, but it works. And it does work. I did say that I actually have done that before because it makes sense. But he also said that he's consistently impressed at how often we work mac and cheese into the conversation. The mark of a true connoisseur.
Believe me, I love working mac and cheese into all my systems. Yeah.
So thank you, Jason.
Yeah,
you are 100% correct.
And then I have one more quick Beardo submitted sundry from Beardo Tim, right here in Oklahoma. And he sent me a screenshot of a post that Jay made today on Facebook featuring my ass or my sundries in my shorts. And he sent a screenshot of the post with one word, damn. And that's all it was.
Thank you, Tim. Tim's
I don't know why
Thanks, Tim.
I don't know why that post came into my idea, but I was like, whap. Weird ass podcast.
And then you just posted Joe's whap all over it. And honestly,
Man,
that was the right choice.
Did you read my caption that I put on those posts too?
I did. Yeah, I did.
I was like, have you checked out our weird ass podcast? It's dripping with good content and stuff like that.
Oh my God.
Oh God.
well, before we move on to something to check out, Anthony and I would like to say something to Jay real
Oh
quick.
God.
All right. Ready? And
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jay. Happy birthday to you. We don't have access to the voicemail.
so we couldn't tell anyone to call in.
But we do have boxed wine.
We do have boxed wine.
That's the right way to go. You should have told me and I would have got my boxed wine out.
Kind of surprised you don't have it out already.
I know, I've been doing seltzers on the weekdays. It's not as hard.
That's right, Beardos. Yesterday was Jay's birthday, and he is now 103. So
134.
cheers, you fucking bitch.
Char!
Wow, this Cab Sab smells amazing. I've never had it before.
Also, I'm really glad that I have Chardonnay at my Costco and you don't. Bitch.
Yeah, that's fucking bullshit is what that is.
Anthony and I actually do have birthday cake because we remembered something to check out. And that is Little Debbie's birthday cakes. 8 individually wrapped cakes. If you need a very, 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 very last minute, as in we kind of forgot until just now. So
If I would have thought about it, I would have stopped at the store and grabbed my own.
I gotta say, Jay, still good. Mm-hmm. Love those chemicals.
They're still fucking good.
You know what my favorite part is the entire weekend I have a bunch of shit going on, and I'm not even, really acclimating it to my birthday. I'm just like, oh yeah, I have dinner and all this stuff, but I this time of year is so hectic, I practically forget about my own birthday.
You are living in the shadow of a pretty amazing birthday episode, though, so...
That's kind of it. My birthday's always just very covered by Thanksgiving and Christmas, so I don't ever even think about it. I appreciate it, though.
No.
Thank you so much.
But I did.
At least you got ones that made noise, unlike me.
So, happy birthday, you fucking bitch.
Thank you.
Well, Jay, you're 1 year older. And maybe wiser, but,
Doubtful.
I doubt it.
Anthony, you think it's time to move on to something to check out?
I do think it's time to move on to something to check out.
Well, Beardos, I have one this week. All right, so for this week, I got back into reading a little bit. Not really. I got a targeted ad on Facebook for some reason, but It is for a book called Cocky, Four Bears Construction, book number 1.
Spell cocky for us, Joe.
Cocky is spelled Caulky. So like construction cock with a Y. And the description on Amazon says, Ren is in desperate need of a rebound fling. Lucky for him, the smoking hot contractor he hired has just the tool for the job. The last thing I want is another relationship or another broken heart. All I need are my bees and the occasional hookup to scratch the itch. Okay, maybe meeting up with my hot contractor weekly is a little more than occasional, and maybe the way I'm starting to feel about the guy I've been anonymously chatting with online should concern me. But Cocky AF doesn't want to meet, and Cole doesn't want anything serious. So what's the worst that could happen? Cocky is book 1 in the Four Bears Construction series and can be listened to as standalone. This is a funny, steamy M for M story guaranteed to make you laugh and swoon. So, as part of an Audible subscription that Anthony and I share, we get 1 free book a month. So I decided, it's the end of November. We got a credit to use. I'm just going to go ahead and burn the credit. So I downloaded it. 19 minutes. 19 minutes in is when the first sex scene happens. And if you've ever read a romance novel, you can tell that people kind of thumb through them and, it's where all the salacious stuff happens. 19 minutes. And that's when the first gay sex scene that was graphic and raw and naughty, and I was cleaning the kitchen as I was listening to it, and I was literally like clutching my non-existent pearls, screaming out loud because it was just filthy. Oh my god, it was so
horrible.
Naughty, I'm enjoying it. It's horrible. At one point, they talked about his tongue darting in and out like a pirate, and he was searching for booty. And I was like, oh god, it's just smut and trash and garbage, and I can't recommend it enough. By author K.M. Newhold, and that's K.M. and then Newhold is spelled Neuhold. Just search Cocky, Four Bears Construction on Amazon. You'll find it no problem.
Well, now that we have that in the books, do you guys think it's giggity game time?
Game time. Now that Jay's old enough, it's time for game time.
Okay. This is a game I'm calling Name That Intro, Jay Edition. So for this game, I have pulled 11 clips of Jay's intros since it's his special day, yesterday. And you guys have to guess what episode these intros are from. Now, this is going to go by actually rules. I will give it to you if you can name the topic of the episode, but if either of you can be more specific, either to name the season and the episode number, or even more specific and name the name of the episode, I will give that person the point. Each of you will have 3 guesses. Okay, let's go with clip number 1.
I'm Jay, and this time my moans won't scare you.
Oh. It's a Halloween one, but it wasn't the Scream one. We talked. It was a Halloween. It was a Halloween from season 2, 1,
right?
Joe, I will give you the point unless either of you can be more specific. It is a Halloween episode.
Oh.
Was it Hocus Pocus?
No. Keep in mind you only have one more guess if you want to try to get more specific.
That's true.
I wish I knew our show.
You don't, though.
You don't even know yourself.
Jay, do you want to try to get more specific?
Oh, I asked if it was season 2.
Oh, it's not season 2.
It's not season 2. Oh, shit.
No, but you have a couple more guesses.
Okay, so it has to be season 1.
More specific.
So
if we had, like,
one.
a bunch of seasons, then...
Yeah.
I would,
it's Halloween
but
season 1. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. That's right. Season 2 would not have been in Halloween season. I'm an idiot. Okay. Sorry.
You are.
I'm running a calendar in my head now. Was it just the horror movie episode?
No, it wasn't. This point's going to go to Joe. This was the Spooky Hollow episode where we talked about different lore from our hometowns or our local areas. And that was season 1, episode 17.
Wow.
Is that the first episode where Jay talked about that creepy bridge?
Yeah, that was the first episode. That was Spooky Hollow.
Spooky Hollow.
Alrighty, you guys ready for clip number 2?
Sure.
Number 2.
All right.
My name is Jay, and when I was 5, I would fucking devour some Fruity Pebbles while watching Looney
90s
Tunes.
cartoons episodes.
Yep, you'll get the point, unless, Jay, you can be more specific.
A pity fuck for Darkwing Duck?
No.
No.
I do not remember these things.
All the titles are escaping me, except for a couple, which I know aren't this one.
I only remember Jay got high because I was like, damn it, my boss is listening. And I'm like, wait. It's because I went to Colorado. Never mind.
Jay, shoot your shot. You got 3 chances.
Fuck if I know. I remember saying that at one point. Season 1?
Do I have one more guess or 2 more guesses?
You only have 1 more guess.
Okay.
It's not season 1. I'll give
Jesus
you that much.
Christ. Fine, season 2.
No.
Season 2.
Stop guessing that
each
way.
time you guess. So let me clarify this. So each time you guess a season like that, I will tell you yes or no, but I will also take one of your guesses away.
Oh, okay. So that's a new rule.
Yeah. That'll help narrow it down. So you only have 1 guess left.
Fuck if I literally have no clue. Give it to Joe.
Okay. That was season 3, episode 9, Gaston from The Little Mermaid.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That was
Yep.
really this? Wow.
Yep.
Wow. And the title was actually named after your fuck up.
I swore that was so long ago.
Yeah, we actually talked about our different favorite cartoons from our childhood. So 90s was most of it. A little bit of the 80s was there.
Was that
I just
September?
swore I remember that was so far ago.
I
so
think
long
so.
ago.
It's not. That was really recent. Okay.
Oh, God.
You guys ready for clip number 3?
No,
Number
but yes.
3.
This one's an easy one.
Mm-hmm. Today's America is in shambles. It's
The great
season
debate.
1, and it's our great debate. Whenever I was,
they want to take away.
You were Ted Cheerio, and
you were-
I was.
Yep.
You were Bill
I
Chex
kid-
Mix.
Which
Bill
one of you
Chex
said
Mix,
it
that's it.
first? I'm going to hold you to being honest.
What, the great debate?
I don't
the
know.
name?
I
What'd
heard
you
you
hear
both
first?
say debate.
Oh, well, he
Did
said
you
debate
hear
before
me
I
or
did.
him first?
But
Okay. Well then.
I said season 1,
Okay, so that's right.
and then I went
Do you
into
remember what
details
the
about
name
who
of the
we
episode
were.
was?
Oh, God.
It wasn't just called Debate?
Sort of.
Was it Debate 2020 or Debate 2022 or...
That's it. There you go. That was your third guess too.
Jay,
Just coming
we
right
didn't
under.
have this show in 2020.
I know. My brain was like, that's why after I said that, I was like, you're an idiot, Jay. You're such a fucking idiot.
I was like, debate 2020. Oh my god. Yeah. Okay, so
Well,
we're gonna listen
yeah.
to this clip for. So yeah, that was season 1, episode 19. The title of the episode was Debate 2022.
Nice. I'm ready to
and
do
we're
one of
gonna-
those again.
We're gonna listen to all 35 seconds of this because I love it.
Today's America is in shambles. Democrats in office want our country to collapse. They want to take away our guns from mass shooters. And they want better health care for the people beneath us. They want people to make personal decisions about their bodies and let anyone marry each other. I say, let's take America back and stop letting the far left better society. I'm Bill Chex Mix, and I'm running for Senate.
It goes on for so much longer.
You know, it was all accurate until you pronounced Mark Wayne Mullen wrong at the end.
Ooh. Damn. You guys ready for clip number 4?
Yes, let's do it.
All right.
My name is Jay, and my coin purse is low on change. Oh, that's my testicular cancer episode, season 2.
It is.
And it's a ball for Jay, or having a ball, or...
Okay, so don't just stream of consciousness it.
Sorry.
Because it starts getting dodgy about how many guesses I should take away from you. But so far, you have a
Jay
point.
has a ball.
No.
Oh, I thought that was it.
Joe, you have 2 guesses. And Jay, I'm going to let you have 1 guess left because your stream of consciousness thing there.
Yeah.
Having a ball with Jay?
No. I will tell you, you guys are sort of dancing around it.
The ball?
No. Nope. I mean, Jay, it's your point. If you want to use that last guess to try to get more specific, you can.
I'll take the point.
Okay. That was season 2, episode 16. Let's have a ball.
Let's have a ball.
Yep. Fantastic. All right. Are you guys ready for clip number 5?
Sure, why not?
Mambo number 5.
My name is Jay, and I'm the pair of tits who makes people cry rather than throw
Mardi
beads
Gras.
during the parade.
That is right. That is the subject of that episode. Jay, can you get any more specific?
Mardi Gras season 2.
It is season 2, but that does take a guess. We've only been on air long enough for 1 Mardi Gras.
I know, that's why I was like, ha ha ha, here's my chance.
Is it something about the king cake?
No. This one was not named for the episode's subject matter. Just FYI.
Never mind. I won't kick myself. I'm going to stick with my answer and just not guess again unless suddenly I pop it up before you say it.
Yeah, I'm trying to debate if I should give it to you because you said season 2 and the subject matter, and that is technically more specific, and I did say actually rules.
Oh, how about a fistful of beads?
No. Man, that's a good guess. It's not at all what the answer is, but I feel like that's something we would say.
I feel like that's something we have titled something.
Right?
It was the sex toys episode. No, I'm kidding.
Joe, you've got... Well, I guess technically you each have 1 more guess.
Oh, I do.
I have no clue. Not even a guess.
That's okay. You don't have to. You're getting the point so far.
I have no idea. If it's not about the subject matter, then I don't know.
It's not. So this is from season 2, episode 7, the one with Richard Johnson.
I remember that name, but I definitely would
because
never have guessed
this is
that.
the episode that Jay and I were always like, dude.
Oh my god!
Oh,
was it
I
that
thought
one?
that was the name of the Groundhog Day one. Oh man, I'm fucked.
No, that was the Mardi Gras one because remember we were talking about like the priest dipping his dick in ash and like slapping you in the head with it.
Yeah. Now I fondly remember it.
May the dick be with you, and also with
you. And later on, Joe's like, dick, see, I'm in on it. All right.
Oh.
Clip number 6. You guys ready?
Yes.
Okay.
And my name is Jay, and I may be empty inside, but people still visit me for my Cinnabons.
It's the one about dead malls, shopping malls.
Yes.
Season 1,
Yeah.
Yeah.
shopping malls, episode 10?
No.
What do we name this one?
Is it episode 12?
It is episode 12.
Dang.
Joe, if you can give me the name of the episode, I'd give this to you.
Don't do it, I'll kill you.
Is a certain store in the title?
A certain store is in the title. But I think technically it's a store.
Technically, it's a store?
I don't want to... This one would be a little bit too much of a giveaway.
Gimme.
It's a store, but it's named after its company, and it's the reference here is a little bit of both.
What?
I don't want to go too far into it because it'll be like a dead giveaway.
Don't worry.
You're welcome.
Like the dead
I'm actually
mall.
lost now. I'm questioning my answer, even though I know I'm right so far.
I mean, you're 100% right. Like, you gave me the season and episode. That's pretty goddamn specific. But if you can name the name of the episode, I'd say that trumps it.
I will not be able to trump it.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Okay, that was from season 1, episode 12. As Jay said, the title of the episode was A You Up Text to Apple.
Oh, okay. I get where you're going with that last
The title
hint.
now.
Yeah, so we didn't necessarily talk about dead shopping malls. We just talked about shopping malls in general. But we did, a lot of the episode was us talking about, like, that.
Nice.
But that
I don't
was...
remember us talking about Apple.
So it was really more Jay talking about sending a text to Apple that said, "You up?"
And I don't remember why.
Oh.
And that's where that episode got its name. I don't know. I'd have to go back and listen to it.
I guess
again,
I'll
but
have to
do
go listen
remember
to
that's
it.
why I named it that. Are you ready for clip number 7?
This is really tough.
You're telling me. I should know. My name is Jay, and I wouldn't remember the day of the week if it weren't for my massive pill divider.
My seat heater is on.
No. Man, that's a good guess.
Fuck.
It's season
Damn
2,
it.
and we're talking about our bad health.
No.
Oh.
I actually think... Oh, no, that's not season 2. Okay. But no.
Now I'm judging you for your intros, Jay.
Me too. Well, my last few ones haven't even really, like, fit in. I've just been like, what the fuck ever.
It's not season 2, and I don't think we were talking about old age in this episode. I mean,
Well,
it
then
might
I'm
have been
fucked.
referenced, but I can't give you an absolute on that one.
Bitch, you're at Chili's?
No, but I love that episode.
Oh.
Damn.
Guys, that was referenced in our Spotify rap for podcasters.
Yeah, I think it was our, like, number 1 episode.
Yeah. Your top episode was Bitch, You're at Chili's.
Yeah,
It got us a lot of attention on TikTok, that's for sure.
it was
It
a
did.
good fucking episode.
It's a great episode.
Joe, you've got one more guess, and Jay, I think you still have 2.
I think so, but I can't even...
I mean, you could just get the subject matter. Would you like me to play the
fucking know
clip again?
that.
I'll play the clip again.
My name is Jay, and I wouldn't remember the day of the week if it weren't for my massive pill divider. Are we talking about aging?
No.
Oh, fuck. Season 3.
Yeah.
Well, so far I've got the most details.
Okay.
I don't know if that even counts. That's just like a fucking guess.
Well, that was my third guess, and I've so far
Was.
have the most details.
Try to
I'm just
add
gonna
on to that. Give a little
gonna
extra detail. Just give me
Fucking
something.
lean on that. Joe, you better try.
I don't even remember what we've been talking about 2 weeks ago. God, really? Like, we talked about 90s cartoons this year?
Yeah.
I think that's why I'm so thrown off, is I do not remember that being so soon.
No.
Joe, we talked about that this second half of the year, didn't we?
Yeah? Apparently.
Give it the old college try. I hate to give it to Jay just for guessing what season it's in, but he
Yeah,
isn't
well,
I can't even
technically
remember the
correct so
titles
far.
of season 3. I can't remember what I had for fucking breakfast. I don't know. I have to give up. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh my god, I
So-
love that I got that by being lazy.
Just so fucking
I wasn't
lazy.
gonna get it anyway.
So mad about
I
it.
don't remember the titles.
So this was season 3, episode 4. The title was BuzzFeed Psychiatry, aka
Oh,
Millennial
yeah.
Therapy.
Millennial
We
Therapy.
talked about mental health in, like, our modern time, not like aging. And we didn't talk about bad health. We just talked about like coping mechanisms, some of the different struggles we've had, things that we've like medicines we're on and stuff like that.
Wow.
Now all I'm thinking of, I thought it was titled like Irritated Gay Men with Beards.
That is the title of another episode. I will tell you that is not on this list.
But I will tell you that was where the most of our new listeners came in, was that episode.
The BuzzFeed psychiatry episode? I'm not surprised.
No, the irritated gay men with beards.
Yeah, okay.
Yep, according to Spotify Wrapped.
Okay. Ready for the next clip?
My name is Jay, and vroom vroom.
We talked about what cars we had growing up.
Yep.
Oh, God. Something about your Thunderbird is in the title.
Yes.
In the back seat of the Thunderbird?
Mm-mm.
Unless, Jay, you can guess the exact title or the exact season and episode. This one's going to Joe.
It's driving me nuts because I feel like it's something about...
Do I have one guess left?
I don't know, so sure.
I might not get the wording completely correct, but isn't it like an oil change for an 85 Thunderbird?
No, you got the year wrong.
Oh, shit.
Come on, Jay.
God, doesn't it have
Season
something
episode
to do
or
with,
exact title?
It would have been season 2, episode 22.
Holy fucking shit, you stumbled onto it.
Did I really?
That is
No
the exact
fucking
season
way.
and episode.
And is it something
Yeah.
about like a chicken Thunderbird or something like that?
Nope.
I cannot believe I got that.
I kind of can't.
I can't
I wish
either.
I'm a little upset.
He
that
just
I gave you
won.
the That was, as Jay said, season 2, episode 22, in an 87 Ford Thunderbird.
Oh, I thought it was a little different
Oh.
than that.
I thought it was more creative than that.
Yeah, that sounds really lame. Whoever made that.
That was a
fucking
callback to
title.
season 1, episode 3, in a Cadillac.
yeah.
In a Cadillac Fleetwood Brougham.
That's why it was kind of funny.
Yeah. That was the whole thing. It's a callback title.
I definitely knew it was
Guys
season
are
2 because
so-
I remember doing that in the spring.
Okay. You ready for clip number 9?
Hell yeah.
Sure.
And I'm Jay, and I'm best mashed or covered in cheese.
Thanksgiving from last year.
Yep.
I know it's
So it
not
would have been
this.
season 1.
Mm-hmm.
You can't say season 1 now, Jay.
I was. Now you're taking my logic. Find more detail. Anthony, if you would have named this one "Gobble Me, Swallow Me," I could have won right now. But
I didn't. We named absolutely 0 Thanksgiving episodes "Gobble Me, Swallow Me," and I
Which
feel
is
like it's a
your
missed
problem.
opportunity. That's my fault.
I want to
You're
say
right.
it's something with deviled eggs in the title, but I don't think it had deviled eggs in the title. So that's not a guess.
Okay.
Or is it?
Jay, can you get any more specific than Joe has?
now I'm like,
You motherfucker.
I don't know. I'm pretty convinced it's like the name is starting to like bother me because I feel like I know it.
Oh, I feel like I know it.
I feel like I know it.
Oh, man. Now I really think it does have deviled eggs in it.
I mean, so far we've got the season and the subject matter.
That was the episode where Anthony was... No, it wasn't. Because that was the first Thanksgiving episode where you were like, deviled eggs. I want deviled eggs.
I want deviled eggs.
Is that what it was?
That is the title of the episode. I want deviled eggs. Joe, unless you can give me season, episode, or Jay, you're welcome to try it first.
Okay, so
too.
that would have been season 1, October. So
Didn't
that
I
would've been-
just say I want deviled eggs into the microphone?
You did, but you didn't say it was a guess.
Okay.
In fact, earlier you told me specifically
Jay
it
didn't
wasn't.
say his was a guess.
You were saying it as a bit.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
so
then
we know
I
it's-
said the title of the episode, did I not?
We know it's called I Want Deviled Eggs.
Technically,
It's season
Joe is
1.
right.
Let's try episode...
Doing the math backwards from December.
He is too.
20.
Joe, you're welcome to guess. That's it. That's the episode. It's season 1, episode 20. I Want Deviled Eggs.
I almost
I
said
believe in
19,
the rules.
then I was like,
You said
fuck
the
it.
episode title.
So I was going to give it to you, Joe, and I would have, because you are right. Technically, you did say it first. I just wasn't thinking you were meaning it as a guess, because specifically earlier you said that was not a guess, and then you gave me the.
This is a load of barnacles.
I mean, he got the episode title and the season and episode.
I literally was like giving up and like
After
looking
I
up the
said
closing script because I'm just like, I'm not gonna win this one.
It's actually rules. Clip number 10.
My name is Jay, and because I saw my shadow on Thursday, you'll have
Rodent
6 more
meteorology.
weeks of celibacy.
Season 2,
Yes.
Groundhog Day, something. I know the topic and I know the season.
Well, so Joe is still more specific. Rodent
Yeah.
Meteorology is the name of the episode.
Yeah, for sure. I wouldn't have remembered that.
Yep. So, Joe, do you want to guess season and episode? And Jay, you can also guess season and episode?
I said season 2.
Season 2, episode 6.
Episode 7.
No.
8.
Season 2, episode 8.
No. No.
9,
I
10,
feel
11,
like that's
12,
3
13.
guesses apiece. No. It's funny because you guys went the wrong direction. That was
Oh.
season 2, episode 5.
I was
Rodent
about to be like, maybe I'll
Meteorology.
go back to 5, but then I thought it was later
Yep.
in February.
Oh, yeah, because it would be the 5th in January, and then, yeah.
Yep. Okay, last one.
My name is Jay, and
Scream.
Season 1, episode...
No. But Joe is
Season
right.
2.
Oh, season 2.
Yes.
That's fucking right.
Oh.
God damn it. Wait. Oh, yeah, because Scream came out. That's right. Fucking fuck. Was that episode
So-
16?
No.
Okay.
And I think that leaves you with like one more guess, Jay.
Oh.
So if you can name the title of the episode,
It's a Scream?
no.
It's a screamer.
It's a
Yes.
Screamer. Yeah.
Yep, that's it. Joe definitely gets that one because
Yeah, Joe
that's,
gets it for sure.
Yeah, that's 100% the name of that, and it's very important. that it's- Exactly.
That's what's annoying me is in my head I was like, it's a Scream! And then I'm like, oh,
It's funny,
that
too, because
wasn't
when you
right.
played the clip, it cut out just like it did when we originally recorded. So I was like, that's what I remember it from.
I know, that was the whole thing. I love the sound.
my name is Jay, and
He faces whole head away from his microphone. when
Yeah,
he's
I had to turn it away because I was like, it's just going to cut out completely.
Oh, well then at the end of the day, we have the scores at Jay with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and Joe with 4. Congratulations on your birthday, Jay. You win! Woo!
And Derek with the good beer doesn't have to yell at you.
That's
Tyra
right.
Banks.
Derek's going to be really proud of me, and I'm kind of proud of me, and wow.
Even though he's cruising right now. And he's on a cruise ship.
Sound clip. Maybe we need a sound clip for Derek for when you win the game.
Derek, will you record one? I need one. It
We
won't
weren't
be used
prepared for this,
often.
Beardos.
I wasn't prepared for this. Especially
We
at the
didn't think
beginning
it would
when I
ever
was like,
happen.
I don't know. I still could not believe I guessed 2 episode numbers spot on.
I mean, I know they were guesses, but like, yeah.
You should have just played the intro from the Jay's intro from the last episode to see if we could even get that one fucking right.
Actually, that would have been funny. How do we
Because it
remember
did
when
not
we
relate
recorded
to the
last-
episode either.
No.
I
remember my last two, I don't think
disjointed.
Because I remember the first time I went off, and Anthony was like, wait, what are we talking about again? And I'm like, oh, I didn't follow along.
I did one time. I was like, I thought we were talking about this, but your intro was completely...
My intro was,
wrong.
I'm that one dentist that doesn't approve or something like that, because
That's
I just
what it
left the
was.
dentist that day.
Yeah, I'm
Jay, do
feeling
you
that
still
today.
do your highly scientific post-it note method for your intros?
What do you mean?
Where you put
used
them
to
on
do
your
it.
computer monitor?
Oh, no. I actually now just write everything in my notes app on Apple.
So, Beardos, to give you a little bit of background there, Jay used to write his intros on a literal post-it note and stick it to his monitor. And then he would say his intro and peel it off and crinkle it and throw it away.
Throw it in the trash.
Yep.
And apparently he did the same thing with the memory of the intro.
It's because
Gone forever.
it's because I did every single, like, I would write them right before we'd start, and then I'd be like, done.
Funny enough, I was looking to go back. I was like, oh, I'll make the first one, season 1, episode 1. And I was like, no, we didn't do episode or like intros in that one, really.
Yeah, when did we start doing that?
It was
At,
several
like,
episodes
episode
in.
7 or 8, and I cannot remember which one. I think it was
I'm
7.
saying, like, I tell people all the time we didn't hit our stride until the Vegas episode.
Well, I don't know why the Muzak has become the grinder notification looped on repeat, but that's what it is today, Beardos. But go call and complain about that at our hotline, 405-999-2242.
And Beardos, I'm pretty sure that our phones all just went... So, we gotta go. If you'd like to help us out, go and subscribe to our podcast so you can get reminders every Sunday when we release a new episode. We also post frequent updates on all of our social media sites for any additional sundries that we may add to the market.
And don't forget to rate us 5 stars and leave a review. Also about our podcast and not about our hookup. Those reviews are what get us found by more listeners like you, and we would be honored if you could help us grow by doing that. Also, just each one of you telling one friend about the podcast will double our growth.
And don't forget to check out our webpage, beardsandsundries.com. I've so far been keeping it updated pretty well. And then you can visit us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Threads. I got rid of X because I'm tired of Elon Musk and I'm tired of the lousy app. But Threads is now my cool spot. Anyways, please comment, make suggestions. We want to hear from you. Email us at beardsandsundries@gmail.com.
So, from all of our inboxes here at the Beards and Sundries Market, make sure to...
Love yourself!
Because we already love you, much unlike those hookups.
Ah, yes. I will always love you more than them. Bye.
Bye.